Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Became indeed for all mankind.
Roger, 0J, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around.
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another ESO add-on development tutorial. I'm Matt, and today we'll be continuing our development of Simple Clock. In today's video, we won't be developing so much as we'll be looking at our development environment again and reporting on some updates that a fellow contributor created. While I was at a New Year's Eve party, I got an email that someone by the name Dak Daniels on GitHub, or Cullen Doherty, had opened a PR to push into the Simple Clock repository. I was surprised and overjoyed, of course. This was the first time somebody wanted to contribute to a project of mine. All in all, it was a great way to start the new year. After I got some time this week, I was able to look at the commits that Cullen wanted to merge in. It started with expanding the languages available to be supported by Simple Clock. We now support DE, ES, IT, JP, PT, RU, and ZH. Cullen used Google's Vertex AI to convert into these languages, which I am warmer to using than just using Google Translate, which in my experience gives okay, simple translations, but misses phrases and underlying meaning, which is why I didn't use Google Translate before. Using Vertex AI seems to be a better option, so I approve this change. Then, we can see that Cullen provided an optimization of the iterate characters function by creating a table to look up the char code instead of a massive if, else block, which I will admit was not the best idea. Now, we save compute time by just looking up the character byte and getting the slashed UTF char code via a table. We also added an optional dependency, lib/commander, which adds tooltips when doing show clock and hide clock in the chat window. Cullen provided before and after photos when using the optional add-on, which in my opinion look great. Extensive comments have been added as well. Each of the variables, methods, and arguments now have a description of what they do at a high level. Some of these comments, explaining the return values and method arguments, have decorators, which describe the role that they play in the code. For example, @param describes a parameter, @return describes the return value and type of a method, etc. At the top of simpleclock.txt, we can see a distribution statement. We've also updated the API version, depends on version, because there has been a new version of libaddonmenu 2.0 that's come out, and added the optional depends on line, which describes the lib/commander add-on, which must be greater than or equal to version 36. Now, the meat and potatoes of this video. In one of the commits, there were a few curious XSD files. After doing some digging, these XSD files defined an XML format that could be used by any IDE to autocomplete GUI XML code. Cullen directed me to the tool which generated these XSD files, which was written by Serensidator, the very popular ESO add-on developer. He even has a blog post about his thought process behind making the tool, what it can do, and why he did it. Both links are in the description of this video. So let's quickly walk through how to install this on your VS Code. You can do this in other IDEs, but these instructions will only be for VS Code. First, install the XML extension from Red Hat. Then, if you don't already have a .vscode configuration, go ahead and create a folder called .vscode, and in the folder, create a file called settings.json. In the file, write the following highlighted block. Essentially, this tells the XML extension to look at the XML at the resources/ESO UI 101040.xsd location. Then, save and close settings.json. If you go into the simpleclock.xml folder, you'll see all of the ESO XML autocomplete now. We actually have a problem with our GUI. Let's remove the height and width from the XML. There's one thing that I'd like to point out as well. When I do my usual posting of these videos to the ESO forums, one of the mods, Bertram, pointed out that in the language files that were not my default file, all we had to do was use safe add string to the iterated strings with a version number of 2 instead of 1. We do not need to do zo underscore create string ID, which was a bit wasteful, although it does work. Let's save that and make sure the update gets to the next version of Simple Clock. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and thank you especially to Cullen for providing us with such valuable information. With everyone's shared experiences, we are getting better at developing ESO add-ons. If you liked the video, please make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. It means a lot. I hope to see you in game. Bye for now.